everybody. Allow me to introduce you, PSYCH-K Instructor Brunhild Hofmann from Germany, who I'm lucky to work on sponsoring the workshops in Czech Republic for already 3 years, and who is also my work and also personal example of living conscious and fulfilled life. Welcome, Brunhild.
Thank you, Simona, for having me here and to have this interview with me. And I'm glad to answer a few questions about my journey to PSYCH-K and with PSYCH-K.
Thank you, Brunhild. Basically, I would like to talk about you about the PSYCH-K education system. So, can you please briefly say what do you learn on basic workshop, on master facilitation and advanced integration, so that the people have the idea what the workshops offers?
Yeah. At very first, I would like to say, I would mention that PSYCH-K is a spiritual process, and this differs a lot from other methodologies. And that it's a spiritual process means that you are you ask always the superconsciousness for permission, for if the change you want to do is permitted, and that means if it is safe and appropriate for you, and then it means that you connect with your subconscious mind so that the subconsciousness supports the change. So that means that it's a spiritual process supported by the subconsciousness, and therefore you have a lot of power to do the change you want to do. It means you have a lot of allies in your back to do what you want to do.
Right. It's a nice
And
explanation.
in the workshops, in the basic workshop, you learn two balances, which base on the whole brain state. The whole brain state means that your both hemispheres are activated, and so you have much more potential than much more potential than one would be blocked and only one would be activated. What happens very often when we are only emotional or only rather rationally thinking, but having no connection to our emotions. And so we want both. We want both in PSYCH-K. We want to be able to think and to feel simultaneously. So in the basic workshop, you learn to do these balances, and you learn to do them with yourself and with others. The result should be that you can facilitate sessions with others, with friends, with colleagues, or also for money, of course, and that you can work on yourself with PSYCH-K and use it for yourself. You learn a very smart and small tool. That means you can transform stressful situations in a very short time. This is what I use in these times very often. I think 1 or 2 times a day, because the times are so challenging.
Yes.
And I'm really absolutely grateful for this gift. It's so smart, yeah, and easy to use, also simple in a special way. And you, in the basic, you also learn to design your perfect, inspiring goal statements, so that you really can go to your goal, and that it's something like a magnet. Is magnet the right word in English? You understand it? Okay.
A very similar one in Czech.
Okay. I don't know if it's the right English. Okay. This is the basic workshop. If you go to the master facilitation workshop, the master facilitation workshop means, as the name says, that you get mastery in facilitating, and it means you deepen the skills and the understanding of the basic, and you learn how to facilitate in person, perfectly in person, online, and also via phone. And what I also think is very important, that you get a kind of protocol how to discover messages in situations and in conditions.
Oh, good.
So that's really nice. And last but not least, you learn how to surrogate for a partner, so that you really can test for the partner, and you need that, for example, if you facilitate online.
Okay, good. So also after the master, you are able to work with the surrogation, not only after advanced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, in the master you learn surrogation, because you have to do that if you facilitate over hundreds of kilometers.
Yeah. Okay.
So in the advanced workshop, for me personally, was a gorgeous and also profound time of self empowerment, and also first, I would say, of self discovering. And I found it very deep. And in the the advanced workshop is the course that I became instructor, because I did a balance for my mother. The change processes are called balances. So only to explain that, I did a balance for my mother, and it's called a core belief balance, where you deal with your deepest beliefs, like I love myself, or I want to live, or I know who I am, also very important. And in after this balance, my mother, I did it in surrogation for her, and my mother changed totally. Her behavior changed, and she was all her life, she was a very hard and introvert woman, because of her experiences in the Second World War. And after that workshop, she got really touchable again, in the truest sense of the word. And that meant that my father could touch her, what was not allowed over years, and I could hug her again. And that was really such a gift. And after that, I decided to bring this in the world, because I wanted others to be able to participate in that. And so I decided to become instructor. So the advanced was really, for me, a shift, a huge shift. I want to mention, I still want to mention the Divine Integration Retreat. Yeah. The Divine Integration Retreat is a wonderful time to connect with your higher self, or with your divinity, however you call it. You also can call it nature, or we say neutral, the superconscious mind, and you can also say with God in a special way. And this time is a gift from PSYCH-K, and we offer it by donation.
Yes, thank you for mentioning it, because we are planning for this summer in Czech Republic for the first time, the Divine Integration Retreat.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
It's always really also a gift for me.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Are there any specific skills or education that you need before you go to the basic?
No, no, you need nothing. No skills. But I think you need something. I think you need curiosity.
Yeah.
And you also need courage. Yeah. And I mean the courage to discover your own subconscious beliefs. Yeah. This is sometimes not so easy, and does not feel so nice, because to discover, for example, I don't want to live, for example. Yeah, it's not so nice, but you have to know that we only discover it, that we can change it. Yeah. So you won't stand in the rain.
Okay, so curiosity and courage. Nice.
And of course, you should really want to take self-responsibility for yourself and for your life and for your development. That's very important. Yeah. That you really take the power to you and say, I am responsible for my own life.
Yes, excellent. It's really nice to hear it, because sometimes people get the feeling that the facilitator will do something to them and everything will change, that it's just enough to move your hands and everything will change. But it's really like that we have to accept our own power and to make the change for ourselves, for every person. Yeah.
And this is also why I work with PSYCH-K, because it's not me that makes the change, but it's and it's not possible. Also, a physician cannot make the change in a sick person. So the system of the person has to make the change itself, himself or herself. And so I had one client who had a lot of sessions with me, but he never changed. And at the end, I told him, I can earn a lot of money with you, but I won't spend my time because I don't see any change. So, and the funny thing is, it's about 2 years ago, and now he sent me an email and said, I changed a lot. And it's of course a lot because what we did, our sessions and balances. But now, would you please do one again with me? And I said, yes, of course.
Yes, and sometimes it also takes the timing, the right timing for the change for the people. So sometimes they don't feel the change immediately after the session, but it happens for example, in 1 month later, and it's absolutely the right thing for a person.
Yeah, that feels like that.
Super. So what else? What do you think? Is it better to go first to a private sessions or to go directly to the PSYCH-K workshop?
So it depends. I think for some people, it's good to first experience PSYCH-K in a private session. It's also not such a big invest, and you know, if you can connect to the PSYCH-K energy, which is special and very high in my opinion. And other people decide for the workshop directly because they want to learn both sides. They want to learn how to facilitate and to be also facilitated, be the partner. This I also want to mention. We call our client partner. That means that PSYCH-K session is always an encounter on eye level. And we are not higher than the partner. That's very important, and therefore I also love to do sessions. It's always a nice encounter, nice contact on eye level. At eye level. It's at eye level. So yeah, it depends. I think where you feel drawn to, you should do.
Thanks a lot. It was very nice explanation about what the PSYCH-K is and what can we expect. And I think it's really helpful for us here in Czech Republic. Thank you, Brunhild, for talking to me. And we are really looking forward to seeing you even in these hard times.
I'm really looking forward to being there. And if I think back to 2005, where I met PSYCH-K by accident, I think it's incredible what journey I did with it. And so I'm really grateful and feel blessed that I got to know PSYCH-K. And thank you for the interview. And I'm grateful. Thank you, Simona.
Thank you, Brunhild. See you. Bye-bye.